You're getting me fresh out of the pool as I finish my content, my series of sharing my video diaries from my summer sabbatical of 2022. Long story short, 4 years ago, I left my corporate job, got rid of most of my belongings, and became fully nomadic, taking a 3-month sabbatical. And so much healing and learning and clarity came during that time. And I have been preaching from the mountaintops to anybody who will listen how much you need to have something like that in your life. Maybe not 3 months, maybe it's a week, maybe it's a day. I don't know. A pause, a break, a rest, time to focus on yourself and your healing and your clarity and get clear and set yourself up for pretirement this next season of your life. Pretirement is your last 10 to 15 years-ish before you retire. You're not ready to retire yet, financially, emotionally, or anything else, but you do know you can't keep doing things the way you've been doing it for decades. That's what pretirement is about, trying to figure out how to make life beautiful now. And I'm wrapping up this series on my summer sabbatical. And there's a couple of videos left. This one that I'm going to share now is called Day 91. So it was a little over a 90-day sabbatical because it was the entire summer. It's called Day 91, Where in the World is Amy? No idea where in the world is Amy, but let's take a look and see what was going on. Hello, everyone. This is Amy coming at you live from Fayetteville, New York, technically Green Lakes State Park. Let me take a moment and show you what I'm looking at. So I'm sitting here in the beach area right at the end of the lake. It's really changed quite a bit since I used to come here as a child and as a teenager. But the beauty and color of the lake has not changed. Still that beautiful green blue. So lovely, lovely day. So my last day of my summer transformation sabbatical, and the timing is working out perfectly. It looks like I'm going to be starting a part-time contract independent gig and sometime in the next couple of weeks. So timing is turning out perfectly, which is fabulous. But I wanted to just tell you a little bit of logistics of some of the things that are happening on my end. First, as I wrap up my sabbatical, so tomorrow is the last day of August, and it's clearly just sort of a time thing that I put on it, and full June, July, August, like the complete months. So it was sort of an imposed deadline. So even though the sabbatical is over, the transformation that it has given birth to, it is, for me, within me, is going to continue. And I wanted to think of a way to really honor what these last few months have been for me and what they've meant to me, and how deeply, deeply appreciative I've been of this experience and this time. So I'm going to be sort of having a little bit of a closing ceremony, a celebration ritual, either tomorrow or Thursday. I want to do it outside, and weather forecast is looking a little unpredictable, so it kind of depends on how that plays out. But my plan is to have sort of this closing celebration in the next couple of days, and I'll tell you more about what that's going to look like for me when I make my final post in the months ahead. So I mentioned my passion project, which I'm launching, and then I've got independent projects to be my income generating. But in terms of my living situation, I think I've mentioned it a little bit, but I'm not sure if I've been completely clear. It is part of my vision to continue with a nomadic lifestyle, at least over these next couple of years while it makes sense for me. And part of my vision and part of my vision board, I shared my vision board with you several weeks ago, is to have a home base, something that I own, something that is mine, but that it is not all consuming and I'm not living and working to fund that home. And so that's integral to my plan, is to have that home base, but to travel extensively and to be able to continue doing my work no matter where I am. So my plans right now, the month of September, I'm going to be in Delaware for almost a week, and then I'll be back in New Jersey. So September will be all New Jersey and Delaware. October, I'm going to be heading to DC for a few days, and then I'm heading up to the Adirondacks. On my way up to Montreal, I'm going to stop and see my friend Lynn in the Adirondacks, spending several days in Montreal because I've never been to Canada, I've never been to Montreal, and something just compelled me to plan a trip there. So that's what I'm doing in October. And then on my way back, I'm going to stop in Vermont and spend time with my godson Joe, his wife Courtney, and their 4 beautiful babies. And then hopefully sometime I want to connect with my niece at college, my nephews at college, and they're both in college in New York, so I'm hoping to connect with them at some point. So that takes up most of October. November, I'm working on a trip, trying to navigate and figure out a trip down south to Florida with several stops along the way, stops in the Carolinas. Before that, I also want to take a trip to Lake Erie and see that area and hopefully connect with cousin Kate when I'm out there. So that would be like late October, early November, and then do the Florida thing in November. Thanksgiving with family in New Jersey. And then December, I've sort of have protected to sort of stay put in New Jersey and New York with family for the holidays, and also to catch up on doctor's appointments and all that kind of stuff in December. January, February, I have penciled in right now California, being out in California, especially SoCal, but maybe a trip to Northern California, who knows. Some end of February, go visit mom and dad in Myrtle Beach. So spend some time in Myrtle Beach, spend some time in Syracuse. Then I'm off to Bali in April. Not sure for how long yet. The boot camp that I'm in is a 6-day thing, but I'm not sure if I'm going to tack some days on or how long or whatever. And then come after Bali, who knows, Syracuse, New Jersey, right around there, because that'll be May. My niece graduates, so I'll be in New York at some point, at least to honor and celebrate that. And then next summer, my plan is to be in Jersey again and to take care of some things at that point. So I've got everything planned through next summer, pretty much. Beyond that, who knows? But, the goal is, hopefully starting next fall, I could start to think about where I want to purchase a place and then just continue my plan to travel all over the world. I mean, I saw that they do these like group houses. It's similar to like an Airbnb concept. Sounds really cool. They've got these big group houses that are designed to be remote workplaces, in lots of different countries. And you rent out a room/office for a period of time. You get to meet other like-minded entrepreneurs, and you get to check out new sites and continue to travel while you're growing your business. So I wanted to look into that a little more because it sounds really intriguing and really kind of cool. So those are the logistics. Those are the plans. I hope to continue seeing as many of my loved ones as I can and spending some good quality time with everybody. Have a great rest of your summer. It's definitely winding down here on the East Coast, and I will talk to you all soon. Take care. Bye. Okay, well, most of that came to fruition. I did bounce around a lot at that point after the sabbatical was over, and most of the trips that I described there happened as I described them. I don't think I didn't make it down to Florida though. So I haven't done that, and I haven't gone to Lake Erie. So still need to do that, but all the other things happened. And the co-living, co-working thing, the company that I was interested in is not around anymore. So I'm on the lookout for other similar companies because I love the idea. I love the idea of having some community built in, but then some opportunity for like living and working and like meeting new people and trying a new place and all that kind of stuff. So I'm totally open for that. And it's 4 years and I've been nomadic, very similar to how I describe here. I plan a few months at a time, and it really has sort of revolved around people that I wanted to see or events that they were having that I wanted to be there for. And it's been wonderful, but I think I'm getting antsy. I think I am ready for a home base of my own. It's been wonderful having my brother's home, my brother and sister-in-law's home as sort of my home base. And as the years have gone on, I've tried to be there as little as possible to to be as unobtrusive as possible. But I'm definitely starting to like want my place, my space. It's tempting to just rent something, and I keep wanting to resist that because I think purchasing something is the way to go. And I need to bring in more savings to do that. I need to bring in more revenue to do that. That's what I'm getting serious about right now. That is what like I'm all in focused on is what is it going to take for me to be able to make that happen. But what I love about this video too is that it's great to see, like, it's just great to see how excited I was and optimistic I was. And like, I was just having this joy again and looking forward to things in the future where that had not been the case prior to the sabbatical. So it's nice to see that. And it actually kind of like sparks it in me now, because of course it hasn't all been sunshine and roses for the past 4 years. I've had ups and downs, peaks and valleys, ebbs and flows, but I feel like I've settled all that out. I'm clear on what I want to do. I'm clear on the life that I am creating and crafting and building. Now I need to go deeper on some of the logistics. I need to go deeper on bringing in the money, saving the money, investing the money, preparing for a home base, preparing for my future. So it's time to really, really get serious about that without giving up the peace that I've achieved during this journey, and without giving up the freedom that I've achieved. So I think it requires like leaning into my faith and leading into my toolbox of how to cope and how to move forward and how to deal with mindset, how to deal with nervous system, all those things. So very successful sabbatical, which is why I've been preaching it to everybody. Reach out to me if you've got any questions or if this is something that has been of interest to you. If you want help designing your pretirement, let me know. I've got so many resources. amypalmer.bio. I have so many resources that will help you craft a sabbatical, figure out your pretirement, what that's all going to look like. So thanks for following along. My name is Amy Palmer. I am your Gen X big sister, and I am signing out.